Every school has one student, the quiet one, the one who never raises a hand, never starts a conversation, never says a word. But this boy was different. He had spent years in silence. Teachers thought they knew why. Doctors believed they had the answer. His classmates stopped trying. Then, one teacher noticed something that made everyone question everything. Every morning, the classroom filled with voices, laughter, questions, conversations. But one desk remained silent. The same boy, the same routine. Year after year, he never answered attendance aloud, never joined discussions, never argued, never complained. Eventually, his silence became normal. No one questioned it anymore, until one teacher arrived. She expected a student who couldn't communicate. Instead, she found someone who noticed everything. He completed every assignment, solved difficult problems, followed every instruction. When another student whispered across the room, his eyes reacted instantly. When someone made a joke, he smiled before anyone laughed. How could someone who seemed disconnected understand everything so perfectly? Instead of asking him to speak, she began observing. Every day, she filled pages with notes. Patterns appeared. He always knew what people were feeling. He remembered conversations from weeks before. He even corrected mistakes without saying a single word. One afternoon, she left a notebook on his desk. Inside was one question. If you could tell me anything, what would it be? The next morning, the notebook was still there, but now there was writing. Only one sentence. I hear everything. The teacher froze. Days later, more pages appeared. Not long speeches, just quiet thoughts. I wasn't ignoring people. I was afraid they wouldn't understand. The longer I stayed silent, the harder speaking became. Suddenly, years of silence made sense. Months later, during an ordinary lesson, the teacher asked a simple question. The room waited. Then, for the first time, the boy raised his hand. The classroom fell silent. He looked around, took a breath, and quietly said, "Thank you and for not giving up on me." No one celebrated, no one cheered. Some students cried, others simply stared. Not because his voice was loud, but because it reminded everyone how easily people mistake silence for emptiness. Sometimes, the greatest stories belong to the people who never asked to be heard. And sometimes, one person who chooses to understand can change another person's entire life.